Let me tell you, I never thought a simple phone call could change so many lives. But that's exactly what happened in the Henderson house. The day a scared little girl named Emma picked up that old rotary phone. Yeah, the one nobody touched since her mama went to heaven, and whispered, "It hurts when I sit down." You know how sometimes you hear a story and it grabs you by the gut right away? Well, this is one of those stories, because nobody expected what came next, not her daddy, not the police, not even Emma herself. And if you're watching this, go ahead and drop a comment. Tell me where you're tuning in from, because trust me, you'll want to talk about what you're about to hear. So picture this, a little girl barely 7, clutching a faded pink ribbon in one hand like it's her whole world, using her other hand to lift a phone that probably weighs half as much as she does. The operator on the other end, Carol, she's heard it all in 15 years, but this tiny voice, shaking, saying she's not supposed to call, something about it just makes her lean in close. You know what I mean? Emma says her back and legs hurt, that her daddy thinks she's being dramatic, and that she can't tell anyone because people wouldn't understand our family. And right there, Carol knows she has to act, even when Emma begs her not to send the police because her daddy warned her. Cops take children away forever. But Carol is gentle. She says, "Emma, these officers are helpers. They just want you to feel safe." And Emma, looking out the kitchen window at a blue jay on the old oak tree. Yeah, that same tree where her mama used to push her on the swing. She just wants to feel better, to play again like she did before. That's all she wants. 20 minutes later, officers Jenny Martinez and David Chun pull up at 1247 Maple Street. Jenny's got this teddy bear she keeps for cases like this, because sometimes a soft touch does what a badge can't. Thomas, Emma's dad, opens the door, eyes tired and far away, and Emma's there behind him, still holding her ribbon, nervous as all get out. Jenny kneels, tries to break through, and Emma, with a voice you can barely hear, asks, "Can you help me not hurt anymore?" That's when Jenny notices it, the way Emma stands, her body language. The way she looks at that old wooden chair by the window. Something's off, but nobody knows what. Not yet. Thomas insists it's all a mistake, that Emma's had a rough time since her mama died. But David's got the eye for these things, and he notices details, like how all the family photos stopped 6 months ago, and how there's dust everywhere except one spot by the window. Emma whispers, "They said they could help," and Jenny's heart just about breaks. The officers ask Thomas if they can talk to Emma alone, and he finally relents. Walking down the hallway, Emma avoids certain floorboards, explains that the rocking chair in the living room, her mama's chair, used to be where she felt safe, where mama sang her the pink ribbon song. But since mama went to heaven, everything hurts. In Emma's room, it's even stranger. The bed looks untouched for weeks, and instead there's a pile of blankets on the floor. When David gently asks why, Emma says the bed is too high, her legs hurt in the morning, and sometimes she hears mama crying at night, so the floor feels safer. When did it all start? Right after Daddy moved mama's hospital bed out, trying to make room to play, but Emma hasn't felt like playing since. David asks her to show how she sits, and both officers see immediately. She's sitting in this weird, painful posture, like she's afraid to put her full weight down. Jenny asks if she's been doing this since her mama died, and Emma nods, saying Daddy just tells her to be a big girl, stop complaining. That's when it clicks. This isn't about abuse or neglect in the way you'd expect. This is about grief, raw, tangled, desperate to connect. Jenny promises Emma they aren't there to take her away, only to help her feel better. And as they head back to the living room, Emma asks, "Are you going to take me away like Daddy said?" Jenny says, "No, sweetie, but we're going to help you." Then, in front of everyone, Emma confesses she's been trying to sit just like she did when she helped Mama, thinking maybe if she kept doing it, Mama would come back, need her again. Thomas is shocked. He never put it together. Never realized Emma's pain was about trying to hold on to memories, not about anything he did or didn't do. David calls Dr. Patel, a pediatrician, to come check Emma out. But before she arrives, Emma points to the window. "Look, the blue jay is back." And Jenny, watching that moment, realizes there's hope flickering again, just like that bird on the branch. When Dr. Patel arrives, she checks Emma out, confirms the girl's hurting herself from months of sitting the wrong way, muscle strain and joint pain. But the good news is, With time and physical therapy, she'll recover. Emma asks if she'll ever run and play again, and Dr. Patel smiles, absolutely. And Emma, helping people doesn't mean hurting yourself. Sometimes the bravest thing is taking care of you. But then, Emma reveals a letter she found in Mama's things, a letter that makes her even more scared to stop sitting like her mother. Inside, Mama says she was sorry for making Emma help so much. Didn't want her to ever think being sick is normal, and that there's a secret she'll understand when she's older. Suddenly, the whole room gets quiet. Thomas, the officers, Dr. Patel, they all realize there's something about Sarah's illness they never knew. Calls are made, and Dr. Williams, a geneticist, is looped in. Turns out, Sarah never actually had MS. She had a rare condition from a car accident as a child, something she hid to protect Emma from obsessing about symptoms. She worried her daughter would copy her. And that's exactly what happened. As the truth comes out, Emma realizes she doesn't have to sit like her mother anymore, doesn't have to hurt to remember her. The officers, the doctors, even Thomas, they all gather around as Emma finally sits the right way in Mama's chair for the first time since Sarah's death. And you know what? It doesn't hurt. She smiles, and for a second, you can almost hear Sarah singing the Pink Ribbon song in the sunlight. But then, another discovery, a secret memory box, hidden behind flour in the pantry, with photos, a second pink ribbon. A recording of Sarah telling Emma, feeling sad is okay, but hurting yourself is not. Asking for help is the bravest thing you'll ever do. The message is clear, and as Emma ties the two ribbons together, her courage starts to ripple outwards. Soon, her story spreads. Her video, made in Mama's rocking chair, goes viral, reaching kids and families across the country. Calls flood in, kids who were hurting now asking for help, parents starting support groups. Emma's simple bravery turns into a movement called Brave Hearts, uniting children dealing with loss and pain. At the first group meeting, Emma tells her story, Sophia tells hers. And suddenly a room full of hurting kids are nodding, realizing they aren't alone. Months pass, and Emma receives an award from the governor, stands on the steps of the Capitol, looks out at hundreds of kids, and tells them, asking for help isn't giving up, it's growing up. Courage spreads like ripples in a pond. And just as she finishes, the blue jay lands on the podium beside her, and for a moment, everyone in that crowd believes in magic. And maybe that's the real secret. Sometimes the smallest voice, the quietest plea for help, can start something that changes a whole community, maybe even the world. And if you're listening to this, if you're hurting, don't stay silent. Be brave enough to ask for help, just like Emma. Now, tell me, what do you think? Does courage really spread like ripples in a pond? Let's talk about it down below.